Because I don't know much about him. It'd be nice for us to explain who the Long Island Killer is.
Do we have to read up on him first? Or do we just bullshit for 20 minutes like we always do?
I think we owe the audience a little bit more when we're talking about serial killers.
So it's going to be an educational episode.
We're going to do an educational episode
oh my God.
about a serial
They're not
killer.
ready for this.
They are. They want to be educated. Why else are they watching us? Certainly not just for us to make racist jokes. That is not what they're in here
certainly
for.
not. We didn't just choose a concept to use stereotype after stereotype for every country we can think of. There are many topics and concepts we are all familiar with, but aren't exactly sure how they work. Each week, Alan Fitzgerald and I choose a topic and try our best to explain it. This is Explaining Things. Welcome back to another episode of Explaining Things. As always, I'm your host, Jonathan Tilson, with my co-host, Alan Fitzgerald.
Ahoy, hoy.
Alan, what's the friendliest country?
You mean what's the whitest country?
I didn't ask that.
We're being silly.
Don't just jump straight to Canada. That's an easy, lazy answer.
Fuck Canada all day, dude.
Okay.
Dude, Canada's getting a little bit... They're becoming a little, I'm going to say, authoritarian.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
A little bit.
Their thumb is on the scale over there.
Not quite as friendly when, people holding a gun telling you to be friendly.
Yeah, no, not at all. You can't say that word. You're going to jail.
Yes.
Because we're friendly.
All podcasts must be approved by the government?
No way. That is not real.
That's there's something kind of like that.
Okay.
I'm not reading, okay? I'm articles.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan says something.
They know that.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
That's what we
So that's all
do.
this is, so I could be wrong, but I think there's something, at least someone put something in the works like that.
Well, I know a comic went to prison for a joke about something.
Can you believe that?
And I mean, I'm afraid Explaining Things might not be allowed in Canada.
Why is a comic going to... It's not a real bomb. Dude, you know what? It's probably... I have heard... These are the countries that I heard are actually... I heard Iran, believe it or not.
You're right, because it's fucking extremists that are the government.
Vietnam, I've heard, people are quite wonderful.
Yeah.
They're very inviting to Americans. They forgot about that whole war thing. Which, to be honest, is kind of like the Giants being nice to Patriot fans. It's like, yeah, you better.
If your people are generally comfortable, you're going to be pleasant more often than not. Now, if there are gangs that are beheading your fucking daughter and shit like that, well, then everything gets a little more dangerous.
Why don't we talk about the countries that definitely aren't making the most friendly ones?
I was afraid of this.
France, no way in hell.
Well, they're snobby.
Snobby cunts.
They're very snobby.
Snobby cunts. And their movies aren't very good. Italy, hell no. Italy, hell no.
Anything that makes Italians, hell no. That's why New Jersey's at the bottom of the state list. That's next week's episode. What's the friendliest state?
The friendliest state?
Yeah, do you think it's a southern state as long as you're white? Russia is not.
No.
Russia is not. In fact, if I was racist, I'd say I think there's a little inherent evilness.
I think all of Eastern Europe is a bit grumpy, we'll say, just to be more politically correct.
They are grumpy. But
We'll say grumpy.
Honestly, I grade on a curve with the cold weather countries. It's like, because you're going to be grumpier on average.
Yeah, Eskimos are probably assholes, but it's not their fault.
You go to Hawaii, and I assume they're happy idiots.
Hawaii is actually not friendly to whitey.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of Hawaiians there don't want whitey walking
We're called
around.
Howleys.
Howleys?
Yeah, we were called
That's
Howleys.
That's disgusting.
I know.
Those fucking beach monkeys? How dare they? That's how easy it is to be racist. You just add monkey or say a food they eat and add eater.
Absolutely. Monkey is great for anything. Calling your white friend monkey is great. Mm-hmm. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Believe me, I know. I hear it all the time from this guy.
Absolutely.
Call me a whiskey monkey
Red
all the time.
monkey. Not Germany.
No, sorry, Germany.
And the problem with all these places I've met Russian people and German people who are great, But it's just, on the whole, I think if it's within 100 years of a genocide, you don't get to be called one of the nicest countries.
Sorry.
In the year 2045, we'll consider it again.
Mm-hmm. I think the more money you have, the more friendly you're going to be.
Absolutely. It's a well-off country, or at least to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not Canada, and I don't think it's the U.S.
It's also not a place where there's rampant corruption and crime, because that makes everyone more desperate, and the more desperate you are, the more violent you are, blah, 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 blah.
So North Korea's out.
North Korea's out.
Out.
I'm sure the people...
Also, they're too hungry to be nice.
They're way too hungry to be nice. Yeah, they'll eat you. So I don't go to North Korea.
You need a dog, too. Don't judge.
Oh, my God.
Don't judge.
Of course you need a dog.
How about Greece or Portugal?
Well, I went to high school with a bunch of Portuguese, and
They're friendly.
They're a temperamental bunch.
They are temperamental.
Yeah. If they don't have any fish in their system, they go apeshit.
If you're out of scallops and plum wine, watch out. They'll start swinging. The men in Portugal are much more friendly than the women, too. That's a thing.
That's
a thing.
Yeah. Well, the women...
You know how Italian men beat their wives?
I do.
It's the opposite in Portugal. Italian wives beat their men.
Well, it's always, no matter the culture, the gender with the thickest mustache beats the other one. So that's the reason.
A lot of, and you go, hey, why would you let that happen? Portuguese go, you don't know what our women are like. I was like, I don't care what your women are like.
Oh my God. Do you know how many times I've lost an arm hair contest to a Portuguese woman? Countless.
Yeah, if some Portuguese woman tried to hit me, dude, I'd slap the sweet breadcrumbs out of her fucking mustache. Ireland. Scotland.
Do you need me to fucking answer this one, or?
I mean,
the Irish are insecure, angry people that don't know what love is.
Insecure?
Okay, and
angry people,
and that's why they drink. Okay.
Look, we do drink.
They have a temper, and that doesn't help anything.
All right. What about you, French Canadian?
I don't identify as that. I'm British.
You're British.
And if there's no one more friendly than a Brit.
Yeah.
Okay? That's right. We're colonizers.
Yeah.
We bring our friendliness to other countries.
What you are is a bunch of rotten tooths. A bunch of rotten tooths who think you're better than people.
Bland food, snobs. That's true. That is, they might actually have the snob
you're just mad
monopoly.
you guys didn't finish the job taking us over because you wanted to.
We could have.
You didn't, though.
We could have.
You couldn't have. If you could have, you would have.
We didn't want to allocate all the resources. Okay?
Yeah, you're
we were
damn right.
building an empire.
You couldn't even beat a bunch of drunks in an army, all right?
We're maintaining an empire.
We were hammered and we still kicked your ass.
That's right.
British,
Fuck
what's
it.
up?
Let's go to the Irish with skirts instead.
The trans-Irish.
The trans-Irish.
The Scottish for people who don't speak
They've
explaining
got braids. They've got braids and skirts. What do we call those, boys?
All right. Irish drink too much. Scottish drink too much. Yeah, you're right. England thinks they're better than people.
The Brits drink too.
Most friendly people, if we're not grading on a curb, all right, Sweden, because they had, there's nothing easier than a Swedish life.
No, it's great. Yeah, you don't have to worry about healthcare.
Yep.
It's an affluent country.
Affluent country.
You don't fight.
No one fights.
You're not in war and out of war and into war.
It's boring.
It's exactly.
Dude, you know what? Japan seems friendly as fuck too.
Yeah. They've got a good thing going too. Also, post World War II.
Yeah. PlayStations are still killing it.
Oh yeah. Now, of course, they don't fuck.
That is a thing.
That's a problem.
Do they fuck Americans? Because I'll put up with it as long as they fuck Americans.
I'm sure they will. All right.
It's just they don't like fellow Japanese.
I guess, yeah. I think it's the same thing here. People fuck less now, but I think in Japan it's a real issue.
Yeah.
So how happy can you be?
South Korea, it's an even worse issue, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they say only like 4% of people will end up having great-grandchildren or something.
How small does a penis have to be? Can't even impregnate a woman. It says something to be friendly with a small penis, all right? So, if we're grading on a curve, they might be the winners.
What about Norway and Finland, the other two, in that Nordic fucking...
It's all the same.
Yeah, they're all the same.
Yeah. And if you're from Sweden or Finland or Norway and you're like, we're not the same, from 2,000 miles away... Or 5,000 miles away, you are.
Let's be honest, that's as mad as you're going to get because you're fucking Finnish or Swedish. You're going to be like, hey, I don't know if I kind of don't like that.
Yeah, take one of your state-paid aspirin and just calm down, all right?
Imagine that.
You just get mailed aspirin.
Fuck you, Sweden. Don't get mad at us, all right?
Yeah.
I wish we had Band-Aids for life.
We're sucking cocks for ER visits, okay? We got nothing.
Jamaica's very nice if you don't if you don't leave the resort.
Can you imagine you just go to like Jamaica, you never leave the resort, and you're like, I'll tell you what, they are the friendliest people you ever met. And you're like, they're paid to be that friendly.
Ever given a waiter $1.50 just to see his eyes light up there?
Oh, every time I go out to eat.
Costs so little to be a good person here.
Absolutely. I do that in New York. Their eyes do light up too. Sir, that was $1.50 on $345. That's right. Don't spend it all at once. That's always the excuse. There's the smart person who's from somewhere else that knows their country doesn't tip, and they will play stupid. They're like, oh, we don't tip in my country. Yeah. That's a very, like when I used to wait tables, that was a real thing. You would get stiffed by other countries. Like what we do here.
And you always have to tell them, sir, Jewish isn't a country.
Yeah, is Puerto Rico the answer?
Puerto Ricans, I'm sure they are nice, but you know, it's just like, do you have to show your flag that much?
Yeah, it's not even a great flag.
It's like Puerto Rico shows their flag all the time. It's like, technically, you're just a part of our country.
We're really testing our geography skills here. What's that one under Mexico? We haven't mentioned South America
What's
once.
the blue one?
Brazil.
That's the Pacific Ocean, Alan. All right.
How about Brazil?
You can get...
Colombia?
Dude, you can get murdered. You can get murked in Brazil pretty easily.
That's the problem. We're judging these people by their gangs. I'm sure 90% of the people are great.
Oh, yeah.
There's just this poisonous 10%. But I guess that's how every race, country is judged.
Yeah.
You know, you're judged by your worst. Men, we're fucking judged by guys who kill their wives, pedophiles, fucking like, it's like, most of us are good. A couple of us are fun. Didn't know there was a law against fun, Your Honor.
Hey, ladies, you hate men, but you love documentaries about men killing women.
That's right. So what do you want?
So, all right, come on.
Yeah, we don't want those documentaries to dry up.
Yeah.
Come here.
We gotta keep those documentaries going.
Yeah. We're running out.
Australia!
I don't know. Anyone who boxes a kangaroo isn't a good person in my book. And I assume at least 60,
No, but they're a brave
70% of them do that. Yeah.
It's a national sport there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's their cockfight.
Yeah, that's their baseball. If rugby's one of your favorite sports, you're probably not a friendly group of people.
Well, part of being friendly is having the power to not be and choosing to be friendly. That's what my father said to me once before he hit me. I think Sweden's the answer. Or, Norway, Finland, up there.
Japan. I'm going to go Japan.
Japan?
Yeah.
But what about the Yakuza?
What about the Yakuza?
They're not friendly.
There's barely any Yakuza left.
They'd strip us of our skin.
I'm sure there's some Swedish mafia out there too. A bunch of blondes just causing havoc.
Are the Amish a country? I think Pennsylvania is the friendliest
country.
country.
People say the Amish are very unfriendly, and the Amish think that we're all just disgusting heathens, so they treat us like shit.
Of course. You want to talk about snobs? Motherfuckers
We're going to heaven.
reading by candlelight. Okay. I wonder if they get electricity.
Keep that in mind that we protect you, all right? There's never, ever been an Amish soldier once, all right? Keep that in mind.
That's a fact, yeah. Are guns too much of a machine for an Amish to use?
Just a Amish guy with a hockey stick.
Just like, let's do it. We got to protect our freedom.
All right, so we're going to say Sweden, I guess.
Yeah, I think Sweden's the answer, guys. And this is two very informed people that know the world and everything in geography and stereotypes that go with it.
Stereotypes.
Sweden.